My friends, am I audible and visible? Am I audible and visible? My friends, am I audible and visible? Let me start. Let me start. Yes, some myths and facts on Subhas Chandra, Netaji, and Mahakal. Hope I am audible. If not, please use the earphone. There are some myths, some popular stories, and 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 some facts. Number one, what is his actual time of birth? We all know it's 23rd January 1897. Okay. Time popularly known sometime in the middle of the day. And there was much confusions. What was the exact time? Because the problem was at the time of birth on that date, Father Janakinath was in the court, and in the house in Kotok, other persons did not or failed or forgot to record the time of his birth. After returning from the court, Janakinath recorded the time of the birth. Sorry, recorded the birth of his son. But in that record, whatever I have got, a photocopy of the diary of Janakinath, time is not there. Time is not there. Time is not there. Because he came in the evening after the court works are over, and what we get in one photocopy of his diary of that time, in one page there is his daily notes from 21st January to 24th January. All the lines are not readable from this photocopy. What I can read with difficulty, what he has wrote. Returning from the court, and that 23rd January 1897 was Saturday. That was Bengali month Magh, 11th Magh. What he has written? That Prabha means his wife was suffering from pain. Prabha was suffering. This I can read. Then a son was born at midday. This much I did. Prabha, a son was born at midday. This much. Exact time is not and not recorded. And naturally, none can exactly tell what was the exact time of the birth. Subsequently, when persons and group tried to celebrate his birth time, they were in different persons, different groups was observing at different times. So what I remembered in 70s, when the left the Yukta Front came to Bengal, they are very enthusiastic about observing Netaji's birthday. They came together to come to a conclusion that 12:15 will be observed. But from books, different horoscopes are there. I saw a book, read that book, about a 1 dozen of horoscopes made by different popular astrologers of Calcutta, Bengal. From that different horoscopes, the writer of the book came to a conclusion that will be safe to tell that Subhash Chandra was born at a time মধ্যাহ্নের সার্ধদ্বিদণ্ডের মধ্যে, মধ্যাহ্নের সার্ধদ্বিদণ্ডের মধ্যে, অর্থাৎ দ্যাট মিন্স from midday to 2:30 p.m. in that time. It is the safest narration as per that writer. And also about Subhash Chandra, the confusions are there. Then let me come to his first, that is mysterious disappearance in 1941 from Elgin Road. 1941 Elgin Road. The popular story by Sisir Bose is there, but critical analysis and other documents, I have come to a conclusion that Sisir Bose had no role in that mysterious disappearance of Subhash Chandra in 1941 January middle. More authenticated documents, like some speeches in the parliament by some very important persons, and depositions of very credible depositions on oath to commissions, and some writings of Kavi Guru. I have analyzed and placed in my book that Subhash Chandra left Elgin Road somewhere in between 12th and 13th January 1941, and there Sisir had no role. Clear? Then another chapter that is 1943 Subhash Chandra, then Netaji, from Europe to Southeast Asia. There are stories, but the popular story is that he came by submarine with transshipment, that is change of submarine from German submarine to Japanese submarine in the sea near the Madagascar. That is the popular story. But so far my reading is concerned that yes, he came by submarine, but there was no transshipment, because from records I am seeing, before this submarine journey of Netaji from Europe to Asia, many other submarines came. The German submarines, Italian submarines came, and there was no need of transshipment. Even after Netaji, other submarines came. There was no need of transshipment. Transshipment is a very difficult procedure and risky procedure. And also I have come across some records on deposition on oath by Ramchandra Rao that there was no transshipment. German submarine came straight away. Also, I have given you the documents in my volumes. Some Japanese diplomats in Germany who has wrote articles subsequently. There was no talk about the transshipment. Clear? Then coming to 1945, his disappearance from the scene to save himself from the clutches of the British American forces. When at the end of the war, British Americans took a control in the airspace, on the naval side, on the land also. How he left that place? The popular story is that he went up to Taiwan. Someone told that he escaped from there. Someone tells that he faced the accident, was partially injured, but he escaped. But my reading is that no, he beyond Saigon he did not move by plane. Some planes were soon flying to confuse the enemies. Yes, it took off from Saigon by plane. It was shown to others who came to give him goodbye. But after his personnel left the airport, the plane came back, and he mysteriously lived in this Saigon area. And after a few days, he left Saigon naval base by a German submarine, erasing the swastika symbol on the wall of the submarine and raising the USSR flag towards Vladivostok. That is my last, that is my reading, and that I have recorded with documents, corroborating documents, in my 4th volume of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bitarko Tottho, 4th volume. About the marriage mystery, I have clearly told you, marriage story is a fabricated story. I have written a book in the lecture form, that is Decoding Marriage Mystery, with documents. One Bengali book বিতর্ক that is বিবাহ গল্প কথা, শয়তানদের গুপ্ত গাথা, that is the dialogue form. My English book has been translated by Professor Kopil Kumar, and my Bengali book is being translated to Hindi. Professor Kopil Kumar has translated to Hindi, and another group in Calcutta, they are translating my Bengali book to Hindi. Then let me come to the Mahakal chapter. Mahakal chapter, Mahakal is Vietnam chapter, Russian chapter, Mongolian chapter, all these things. He stayed at times in mysterious places, sacred places in different parts of India. At one time in different parts of the northern India, some close persons secretly went to meet him. That period from Noimisharanya to Ajodhya chapter, Faizabad chapter, that ranges from 1961 to 85. 61 to 80, this is 24 years. I am not telling he stayed there continuously. No, never. It is not. He stayed here at times, and at only with permission some persons could meet him secretly, always behind a curtain, and that period is 24 years. 24 years. You see one thing, very you will get very interesting note. See, the whole political career, active political career of Subhas Chandra and Netaji is from 1921 to 1945. Subhas Chandra chapter and Netaji chapter from 1921 to 1945. That is 24 years. And you see the stay of Mahakal in northern India, in this area, is 24 years, from 61 to 85. 24 years. In the sayings of Mahakal, what I saw his interest about Jesus Christ and interest about Sri Chaitanya. And naturally, I was interested to go into the mysterious life of Jesus Christ, that is, life of Jesus after crucifixion. There I get some mysteries there, and that mysteries are also a copy. There are some copies, similar incidences in the life of Mahakal, that is, post so-called plane crash. That was my area of interest. And the mystery aspects of Jesus Christ post crucifixion, there are some similarities in the life of Mahakal. Similarly, Chaitanya left Sangsar, that is, became Sannyasi at the age of 24 years. And after being Sannyasi, living Sangsar, in the social life of India, he stayed for 24 years. It's 24 plus 24, 48 years. At the age of 40 years, the man disappeared again mysteriously from his life in Puri. But he survived for a long period after that mysterious so-called death in Puri, either in temple or in the coast, in the water of the Bay of Bengal, in the coast. All these stories are there, but he survived. Mahakal has clearly told it. That means 24 years Chaitanya life in Sangsar, education and Sangsar, then 24 years in Sannyas. Here you see 24 years period in the political life of Subhas Chandra Netaji, and then he stay for 24 years as Mahakal in this area, geographic area, 24. This is one my interesting finding in my reading, that I am glad to share with you. You may get something more. And what I have told clearly in the commission, also before that, also after that, Mahakal disappeared from Faizabad. The death story there is false. Under this fabricated story, he disappeared to create history for his beloved motherland. And future history will be written. We do not know how the events will take place, all for the good of our motherland. That only future can tell. This much I will tell you today. These are the few things today, and I will tell you to concentrate on the changes, very quick changes in the geopolitics on our eastern side, on our western side, and also globally. How the big power equations on the globe is changing very quickly. How the number one power of the world is being downsized, and how once the big powers of the world, UK, Germany, France, Italy, once who controlled the world by their empires, how they are become agents of USA, puppets of USA. And you see how at one time a consortium of famous economists and Nobel laureates in economy they made a chart of the world regarding world trade, in which century which country dominated the world trade. They have shown for the first century to 10th century, like that, it was India who was number one contributor to the world trade. Then gradually China came up, then gradually Europe came up, and India, China went behind. But again, the European century evolved into American century of the world. Now it is again Asian century, where two big economies will dominate the world. One is China, other is India. American economically, militarily, intellectually, diplomatically, gradually that will be downsized. A peculiar, a quick changes, very rapid changes in the geopolitics. And I have told you, Netaji mystery is intricately related to these changes of the world politics, geopolitics, and intricately involved in the new developments in South Asia and reconstruction of new Bharatvarsha. Very mighty, very bright, economically, morally, spiritually, intellectually, militarily, diplomatically. At one time, India will lead the world spiritually. May not be India the number one military power or economic power or technological power, but morally India will lead the world. That there lies the essence of Netaji mystery, the need of Netaji mystery, the practical side, the implications and of the Netaji mystery. Let me stop here today.